introduce our manager from our Canadian region, Mr. Jake Story, everybody.
I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. I'm really excited to introduce this next coach. I've had the opportunity to work with him over the last year, and his story has inspired me each and every day, and I was really excited to have this opportunity. So please help me welcome to the stage, Jeremy MacLeod. We all have those moments in our life where you have to persevere through some of the most difficult times, and you're just like, how do I get through this? So, Jeremy, I wanted to invite you right now, talk through us your story on how you persevered and overcame your trials.
All right, so first off, I just want to thank you and all the other corporate mentors for everything you guys do for us coaches. We definitely wouldn't be standing here without that. So a little bit about myself. Before Beachbody, I really thought I had it all. I married my best friend, 3 beautiful kids, all 2 boys, 1 girl, ages 10 to 5. And I was living my dream as a police officer. It's a goal of mine ever since I was a little kid, and I'm in my 17th year now. I thought I had it all. I was going for promotions, I passed all my exams, everything was going the way it was supposed to. I was happy. And then in December of 2017, our life got turned upside down. Wow, I'm gonna get emotional. I got involved in a work-related incident where I suffered a really bad concussion. And at first, I really didn't think it was anything. I thought, I've had concussions through football and rugby in the past, and I thought that it was going to be very similar. And it quickly turned out to be very different. It's one of those things where you see those labels, you may experience some of the following if you get that. Dizziness, headaches, vomiting, irritability, depression, anxiety. I had all of them and some. And to the point where it actually kept me off work for 1.5 years. So I couldn't do my dream job for 1.5 years. And it quickly went down some dark paths. And I remember some of the scary moments of not knowing what year it was, or barely being able to tie my own shoe, or pouring a drink for my 3-year-old daughter and watching the cup fill and seeing it overflow, and I can feel it splash my feet, but I just physically couldn't stop pouring until the juice jug was on the floor. So I had those scary moments, and man, thank the Lord for my wife, Shalene. She took all this weight on her shoulders of taking care of 3 kids, me not being able to drive a car, she had to take me to my appointments and everything like that. I couldn't imagine how hard that would be on her. And that played on repeat in my head over and over and over again. And I really felt like I was letting her down and I wasn't pulling my own weight. And it really led me down some dark paths where depression really started to come into play. And the depression got so bad that one day I started having suicidal thoughts. And I'd never had thoughts like that before, but I can tell you that when you do, all your beliefs and morals go out the window. And what you thought you believed, it's really like that angel-devil conversation on your shoulders where, you're convincing yourself that your kids and your wife are better off without you. And there's one day where I actually had my shoes on at the front door to go follow through with this. And thank God that on my dresser, I caught this picture of my wife and I on our wedding day, me holding her up and kissing her, and snapped me back to reality. And I remember sitting down on the front bench we had at our front there, and I just remember bawling my face off, thinking like, what the hell are you doing? Of course your wife needs you, of course your kids need you. But at the time, I convinced myself that they would have been better off and that I didn't want them to carry my burden. And thankfully my wife paid attention to that and kind of saw the symptoms. As much as I tried to hide it to protect them, I tried to hide the physical pain I was in, I tried to hide my suicidal thoughts and my depression. My kids and wife went through all of that with me, and I didn't want them to carry that burden, but they did. And thankfully she recognized it because she knew that if she could just get me moving, because I completely isolated myself, she could just get me moving, that maybe it would help my mindset. So one day, it was in February of 2018, she said, she'd already been doing Beachbody for about a year or so, and she said, hey, why don't you just come do a workout with me, and if you don't like it, you don't have to do it, but just come try for me. And I did. I said, okay, you know what, I'll try it for you, and I went, and it didn't go well. We started with 80-day obsession, and probably not the best program to be starting off with when you have a concussion, but I did it. It didn't go well. I did about 7 minutes, and then my symptoms were too bad, and I had to kind of tap out. But that 7 minutes was the first time that I felt like I accomplished something since my injury, which brought me back the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And then it was 15 minutes, and 20 minutes, and 30 minutes, then I could do the whole workout. And after 80-day obsession, I ended up being down 30 pounds. And to today's date, I'm down 45 pounds. Well, this is kind of what started it. It almost gave me something to look forward to, right? It gave me that sense of purpose back. It's something to look forward to every day. And Shalene had already been approached about doing the business, but at that time we had all the excuses. You know, we've got 3 kids, busy, 2 corporate jobs, don't have time. And after 80-day obsession, and I started to be in a little bit better of a mindset, we got that message again, like, hey, you know what, I really think you'd be a great coach. Why don't you give this a shot? So she had talked to me and she said, hey, you know what, I really want to give this a go. I'm not happy with my corporate job. I'm not happy with where things are going. Let's give this a shot. So we did. And at first, I really didn't think I was going to be as involved as I am, because, you know, I thought I would share my story and, you know, maybe post some pictures, but I wasn't really thinking I was going to be this involved. And as I started to share my story, the outpour of people that came to me and said that, you know, your story is so inspiring and thank you, like I'm going through depression too, and, you know, your post really helped me today. That really gave me that sense of purpose inside, and I really fell in love with what Beachbody offers, and you know, it's really changed my life since then. And we ended up bringing Shalene home in January of 2019 to do this full time. I'll insert the Beachbody disclaimer that all income's not guaranteed. Obviously, it's taking care of your own efforts, but if I'm being transparent too, we didn't bring her home because we replaced her corporate income. We brought her home because she wasn't happy and we saw the potential in this business. That's been the one thing is with Beachbody, now I don't have to work extra hours. I don't have to work overtime. I don't have to do the volunteer. That promotion that was on the table that I passed all my exams for, no longer in the picture because my priority now, my importance is family. And my priorities were backwards before. But if I look at myself now, you know, I'm working towards full-time work again. I'm almost up to full-time hours, while building this incredible business with my wife, which is, you know, beyond grateful for. But the really cool thing is, I wanted to come up here and kind of thank you guys because the work that we do as coaches matters. And I know that you're all doing the work because you're here. You're inviting, you're running challenge groups, you're doing all the work that matters, and by doing that, we may not ever fully understand what some of our clients go through or what they're suffering with silently, but by you doing that work, you're saving someone's life. You're saving someone like me. So thank you.
Every time I listen to that story, Jeremy, thank you. Guys, this is Team Beachbody. This is what we do. You are here because you have an impact on someone. Let's continue this. Let's push through those difficult times and persevere. Now go out and be great, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, here's the way to go, you guys. Great job. Man, I love hearing those stories, and I love Jake's shirt too.